Owning a pet is a lot like having a child in that you care about them more than the world itself. If anything bad were to happen to them, you would gladly do everything in your power to make it better. After all, they're not only your responsibility, they're your family. Ty Parker and his puppy, Forrest Gump, were the best of friends. The 17-year-old Los Angeles native adopted Forrest from a local shelter, and they did absolutely everything as a duo. As soon as Ty saw the little guy peering through his cage, he was smitten. One afternoon, Ty returned home from his shift at a local restaurant only to discover that he couldn't find his apartment keys. To his horror, he realized he left them at the restaurant, and poor Forrest desperately needed to go for a walk. He'd been stuck inside all day. Ty needed to figure out a plan, and quick. Ty knew his front door was locked, but it was also thin. He figured that, with enough force, he could simply kick through the metal lock and get to the anxious Forrest. He'd have to pay for the damages, of course, but it was a cost he was more than willing to absorb. Forrest was basically a ticking time bomb. With no other options, Ty took a deep breath and kicked his front door as hard as he could. The first kick didn't break through, but he could tell he was making progress. He took a step back, kicked again, and this time, the door swung open. Ty couldn't have cared less about the damage he caused to his door. He lived in a safe area, and temporarily having a broken front door didn't concern him. He quickly collected all the metal pieces that came off the lock so he fix it later. Ty then raced into his house and ran upstairs. There, waiting patiently for him, was Forrest. The dog was so excited to see his owner. He had no idea of the ordeal Ty just went through, but the two of them were together at last. Ty scooped up Forrest into his arms and carried him outside. Forrest would not be skipping his walk on this particular afternoon, and Ty was going to make sure he never forgot his keys at the restaurant again. Ty will never forget the day he had to break into his apartment to rescue his beloved pup. He called his landlord shortly after and explained the situation, and they were completely understanding. No dog should ever be left stranded in an apartment. Hats off to you, Ty. It takes a true animal lover to go to those extremes for a pet. Luckily, his neighbors didn't hear him breaking into his own apartment. They probably would have thought he was a burglar.